the findings in terms of writing. Here I wrote them down, but it was, as I was talking to you here, excluding, but now I will read it down. So on paragraph 4.1, it says, I say that the donors of the following reference samples were excluded as the donors of the DNA on the swab 1 with that container number 14DCAH8988 with that bag number PA4002150-107 and the head B, which is the DNA presumable high friction area, and the bag number is PA3007888535 of phosphorus case 636 of 10/2014.
Lana ke imiphumela ke le engiqeda ukuyichazana ukuthi ke manje sengiyibhale nje phansi ke ukuthi ngichaza ukuthi ke abanikazi ke balama sample ke bakhishiwe ke ukuthi kungaba yibona ke abanikazi be DNA ku swab 1 14 nale container number 14 DCAH8988 ene number ke yesikhwama PA4002150107 kanye ke nesigqoko no head B ngokuthi ke kune mixture ke noma ke une mixture ekhona ke lapho PA330007888535 phosphorus case 6361014.
So those reference samples that I excluded is start with 4.1.1, which is MZ Mapisa with that bag number, with that container number 19DBAF0198 with the bag number PA4046388062, as well as Mapisa Mfokozeni with the bag number 13DBAD5906. That is the container number, and the bag number is PA5002176171. And then the next one is Ntanzi BS Ntanzi, which is 19DBAN 1076, and then the bag number is PA4004718737. The third is Mube M Mube, which is the container is 20DBAS 6469, and then the bag number is PA4004936249. And then the fourth one is Ntuli Fizogukhe. The container number is 13DBAD7184, and the bag number is PA500021775590, and the last one is Via MS with the container number 17DBBG2598, and the bag number is PA40382747.
Laba ke kuthiwa ke banikazi balama sample futhi ke bayakhishwa noma abahlanganiswa ke nayo ke iDNA yilabo abalandelayo MZ Mapisa icontainer number yemasample akhe 19DBAF0198 kanye ke ibag number yona PA400463866062 kanye noMapisa Mthokoziseni container number 13DBAD5906 ibag number PA5002176171 kanye ke 4.1.2 BS Ntanzi container number 19DBAN1076, bag number PA 4004718737, 4.1.3 M Ngabe, container number 20DBAS6469, bag number PA 4004936249, 4.1.4 Ntuli Fisokuhle, container number 13DBAD7184, bag number PA 5002177590, kanye no 4.1.5 Usibiya MS, container number 17DBBG2598, ne bag number LPA 4003827407.
So, my lord, those the donors of those reference samples were excluded as the donors of the DNA that was found on the swab and also on the head.
Manje ke laba ke abaqeda ukufundwa ke bakhishiwe ke bona ke ukuthi ke bona ke abandlulisela noma ke abashiya ke iDNA kuyona uswab 1 noma kanye futhi naso isiqobo.
My lord, the case file and its contents were in my safekeeping for the duration of investigation from the date of receipt until completion, and I then signed the statement and then it was commissioned.
Ngifuna ke nochazela ke inkantolo ukuthi ke ifile lena ke yecase kanye nabo bonke okungaphakathi kuyona ke yayigcinwe yimina ke safe ngaso sonke ke isikhathi sophenyo kusukela ngelanga ke engayithola ngazo kwaze kwayilanga la engiqeda khona ke ukwenza uphenyo ngasayinda ke babe bese commissioner futhi.
And the date?
The date is 22, that is the year of April 28.
Kwakuyi 20 idate ke ngeyi 28 is April 2022.
Sorry, just repeat the date.
That is the 28th of April 2022.
And you adhere to your report and confirm the correctness thereof?
Yes, my lord.
Ngifuna ukuthi ke okulobiko ke kuyiqiniso.
Now, if I can draw your attention to page 4, paragraph 4.1. You've explained that in order that there must be a match, there has to be a match on all 16 regions of the DNA.
Yes.
In other words, there must be a full profile.
Ngikushilo ke ukuthi ke ukuze ke ukuthi uyatholakala noma ke umuntu ahlanganiswe ke kufanele ukuthi kuwona onke lama regions lona atholakale kuwona ukuthi atholakale kwathize kwamanye angatholakala.
And the result, or the conclusion that you arrived at was based on the fact that the donors of the reference sample were not included on some of the loci of the DNA. Is that correct?
Yes, my lord. What it must be understood, my lord, is even if we didn't get on a reference sample, we didn't get at certain region, we didn't get DNA. The fact that where we got the DNA, you are excluded. Even if we were to take your reference sample again and type it, you will still be excluded on the ones that you are already excluded.
Engifisa nje ukugcizelela nokusho ke ukuthi ma kubhekwa ke kuyona ke isample yakho bese kuthi ke lapho na ke iDNA ibithathwa khona ke ukhishiwe noma ayitholakala noma bekuwukuthi ke bese ngaphinde futhi ama sample akho siwathathe lana ubuse uexcludiwe noma ukhishiwe khona ke usezohlala ukanjalo.
Now, does the fact that no DNA could be found in certain places, in certain loci, does that influence the final result?
It influenced the interpretation of the results in terms of saying that it will then become that you are not be able to read the person on that particular sample because you are not reading him fully in all the DNA regions. So that's where the influence is. Yes.
Ukuthi ke kuba nomthelela ke ukuthi kwindawo ethize ke noma kuma regions athize ama DNA ingatholakali ke yebo lokho ke uma ke usuchaza ke noma usu-interpreta ke imiphumela ke ukuthi yebo ke akhonakalanga ukuthi ke umuntu atholakala noma ke afundeke ngokuphelele ngoba kwindawo kuma region athize ama DNA awatholakala.
Now, in the field of DNA, do you only exclude and include, or is there a midway in between? Say, for instance, partial inclusion.
In our case, we include and exclude, and in some instance where we don't include you, let's say in one region, we'll say no conclusion. So if, let's say, we are not including you in one region, we'll write it as a no conclusion. So we wouldn't say we are including you or we are excluding you. We'll just give it to say, well, we can't make a final conclusion on this particular individual.
Thina ke kuwethu umsebenzi ukuthi ke siyatholakala noma ke iyafaka noma ke iyakhipha noma ke uma ngaba kungekho ke okutholakalayo sithi ke akukho esingasho ukuthi ke kuyatholakala noma ukhona.
Now, just in general, are there any factors that can lead to a situation where a suspect's DNA is not found on the crime scene? Just in general.
My Lord, it will be for me.
Or are there, let's put it this way, sorry, are there any factors that can lead to a suspect's DNA not being found on the crime scene?
My Lord, for me to say that it will be using like common knowledge to say anyone can be, if your DNA is not on the scene, for me now it will be using my common knowledge to say maybe you didn't touch anything on the scene, of which I wouldn't like to go too much on that.
Angeke ngithandeke ukuthi ke kuphele kakhulu ke ngoba uma ngingathi ke manje ukuthi iDNA yakho ingatholakala kwindawo yesigameko ukuthi mhlambe ke akukho okubambile kodwa ke angeke ngeze ngithande ukuthi ngiye khona lapho.
Thank you, my Lord.
Thanks. Yes, Mr. Representative.
Thank you, my Lord. Just one question, and I'm going to ask that Exhibit C of Musia be shown to the witness, my Lord. Now, Captain, if you look at Exhibit C, there's a picture of a head. Photo number 6. That will be the head that was swapped for the DNA material from the scene. Do you see that?
Yes, I see that, my Lord.
Yebo ngesibona ke lesi sigqoko lesi.
Now, for contextual purposes, witnesses have testified that after the incident on the 26th of October 2014, Makumalo, that is Kelly Kumalo and Zandile Kumalo's mother, had this head and she was showing it to the people, witnesses, gatherers, that one of the persons that was wearing this head was involved in the shooting of Senzo Meyiwa. Now my question is simply this. in relation to the evidence now that we have led concerning her statement and the 5 people that are currently in front of court, what is your comment, if you can comment on that?
It's a quick case, Manot. I think it's not a fair question to the witness. This is what this court is seized with, to determine the issue that my learned friend is putting to the witness.
Yes, Mr. Ramsepi, what are you
My
saying?
Lord, at the end of my question, I qualified it with a proviso that if he can answer, he can prefer an answer.
Yeah, but give the expert, remember I told you last time,
Yes.
the full scenario. This
Let-
Makhumalo is
let-
not the only
let-
one.
yes.
Makhumalo is not the only one who says there was a head involved.
Yes.
Zandile says that. To Misha, I mean, even Mukiti says that.
Let me
About
give you-
6 witnesses say
Yes.
that.
Let me give you the contextual, again, background. Witnesses that were in the house, that will be Tumelo Madala, Togozi Sitwala, Zandile Kumalo, and the witnesses that allegedly say they were outside, Mukete, testified that one of the persons that entered the house, the one that possessed a firearm, was wearing a hat, and this is the hat that was shown as evidence that was left behind. Now, later on, when people gathered and the police, when she was doing demonstrations to the police from the hospital, she showed the police this hat and said one of the perpetrators who was involved was wearing this particular hat that is left behind. Now, my question simply, as I stated before, is that in the context of her statement that one of the persons was wearing this hat and your conclusions now scientifically, what are you saying with respect to that hat and the 5 people that are in front of court today?
My Lord, for me, it will be difficult to comment on what other witnesses have said, and for me, it's just to say that the DNA that was obtained on the rim, on the rim of that particular head, excluded the suspect that I mentioned in my report. That is the only thing that I could say.
Mina ke kuzoba nzima ke ukuthi ngiphawuleke kokushiwo abanye ofakazi mayelana soke isigqoko lesi, kodwa mina engikushilo ukuthi ke mina ke uma ngenza uphenyo lami ke kuyona ke irim la ngaphakathi kusona isigqoko lesiyana ukuthi lokho ke kuyabakhipha ke abasolwa laba engibachazile noma ke ababhaliwe lapha kuya mbiko wami.
If I may push it further, just for conclusion, to a reasonable degree of your DNA analysis, let me take it to my clients accused number 1 and 2. Would you say one of them was wearing or was not wearing that hat, given the DNA analysis that you've done?
The witnesses on the scene, that's the evidence in this court, say a hat was worn.
Okay. Let me leave it, my lord. It doesn't take us any further. Thank you, Ekiti.
Yes, sir.
I've got no question, ma'am.
Yes, Mr. Mumalo.
Thank my lord. I have no cross-examination to this witness. Thank you.
Thank you, my lord. Captain, I've got just few questions on clarity from your report. I heard that you said from the report you will do the preliminary test first before you will proceed with those samples. My
Yeah.
question.
Yes, my Lord.
My question is, did you receive any sample which would have been lifted from the door handle of the main door? Did you receive any sample from the door handle of the main door? From the samples that you received in your report, whether it passed test or did not pass test?
Can Council qualify which one is the main door, my lord? The question is very vague, with the greatest of respect.
Can I rephrase, my lord?
Yes.
Did you receive any sample maybe marked as sample from the main door or exit door? Because you read the samples from the bedroom, bedroom 1 and bedroom 2 respectively. I'm just asking if you did receive any sample referred to the exit door or main door.
No, I haven't seen any sample that is referred in, that is characterized by those ways.
Ayikho ke noma wekho ama sample engawathola la ebabhalwe khona ke i-main door noma ke isicabha ke ekuphunywa kusona.
Okay. And then also from the last page, which is page 4 of 5, you read in the samples under the name of Fisobute, which is paragraph 4.1.4, and you read the samples which you received in brackets referred to as 13 DBAD 7184. You see that one?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of sample that you received there? What type of sample?
It's a buccal sample.
It's a
the
buccal
swab- Yeah, it's the swab that is taken from the mouth.
Lana ke ku 4.1.4 balontuli Fisobuhle naleya container number ke u13 DBAD 7184 isample engayithola ke isample ke le ethathwa ke emlonyeni.
Okay, when did you receive it?
My lord, I'm gonna have to refer to my file. I do have that particular sample, so I can always go back and give you the date that it was received.
Please, because I was trying to get it from your report. I only see the date when you received the case file, but I don't see the date when you received the samples that are referred in your report.
Okay.
Maybe we
I
can-
do have the file,
Okay.
which is in front of me, and my lord, I will give you the date.
My lord, maybe in the meantime, can I just ask for a short adjournment while he's getting the dates, so that I can also take just few instructions regarding that, my lord.
Okay, fine.
Thank you, my lord.
Following, what's your time?
12:05.
What?
12:05.
Okay, 15 minutes.
Thank you, my lord.